So you've got your cover page, your fade in, scene heading, action, transition, shot, character intro, character, dialogue, parenthetical, subheader, extension, intercut, page number, mores, and your continued. These are the 15 elements in every single screenplay. Hello everybody, Alan Northern here, bringing you filmmaking tips and tricks, and today we are going to talk about how you are going to format your screenplay. By the end of this video, you are going to know how to format like a pro. These are the basic elements on paper that will be in every single screenplay that you read. So sit back, relax, and like the video. Like it.
I give you information for free, so the least you could do is hit the like button. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You understand how this goes? You hit the like button, and then we can have a conversation here.
But seriously, no, hit the like button. There are many free screenwriting programs out there, but the ones that I am used to is Celtx. I love Celtx. I've been using Celtx for over a decade now, and it's worked really, really well for me. So if you don't have the budget for Final Draft, which is the industry standard, you can go to Celtx, which has worked beautifully. So element number one is your title page or your cover page. This has your script's title in all caps. Below it, you have by, all lowercase. Below it, your name, capitalize the first letter in your first name and the first letter in your last name. If it's based on a book or a true story, you'd place it here. On the bottom left-hand corner, you do want to put your full name, your address, below that, your phone number, below that, your email. And if you have an agent, you can put his information on the bottom right-hand corner. Element two, fade in. This is the very first item that you will see in any screenplay. It's going to be these words, fade in, colon. If you don't, then the reader of your screenplay is going to be like scratching his head like, why, why are you doing this to me? Like, why me? Why am I reading the script? This guy clearly doesn't know what he's doing. Below your fade in, you're most likely going to have your scene heading. It's going to begin with EXT or INT, which basically stands for exterior or interior, respectively. Then a period, a location name, a dash, and time of day. So your scene heading is in all caps, but if you already have a screenwriting software like Celtx and Final Draft, then they'll do it for you. Element four, action. So this is where you write what is happening currently in your scene. And this is always written in present tense. It didn't happen then, it's not happening in the future, it's happening right now. Pieces of a shattered plate are strewn about a beautiful dining room floor. It's happening now. It's always in the present tense, even if you're doing a flashback or a flash forward. It's always occurring right now. That is your tense. Stick with it all throughout your script. Element five, transition. So this would go on the right-hand side of a blank line in all caps. It would say something like dissolve to, which can be used if you're about to go into some kind of a dream-like sequence. But this is essentially a film editing instruction. So when you're putting film editing instructions in your screenplay, that means that you're kind of stepping into territory where you do not want to step in. So we want to avoid using all of those transitions in our scripts all the time. Like, we never want to use them, especially if it's a spec script. If you are actually the person who is going to be filming the screenplay that you're writing, go crazy. But even if you are about to produce the film that you are writing, try to avoid these transitions because it's just a bad habit to have. And for those of you who don't know what a spec script is, a spec script is a script that you hope to sell to a studio. Element six, this is shot type. So this would be actually telling the reader what focal point the shot is taken from. For instance, close-up, extreme close-up, wide. But once again, we never want to place these in our spec scripts because unless you are the one who's doing the filming, then just get rid of it. Don't write the camera directions, don't write any of the camera shot types in the screenplay because it's not your job, it's the director's job. Element number seven, character intro. So when a character appears in your script for the very first time, you're going to introduce them to your audience by describing how they look, how they are, to give the audience a kind of visual of what the character looks like. and also a behind the curtain look of who your character is. So here you're going to use his whole name, and you're going to place his age in parentheses next to his name. Or if you have an approximate age, you can put a comma and place it right after you describe him. Element 8, character. So you'll put a character's name in the center of the line, right above the dialogue, element 9, and these are the words that your characters are actually speaking. So your dialogue always goes below your character's name. Element 10, parenthetical. So this is basically helping the reader interpret how the character is saying his lines, if you believe the character's intention cannot be easily inferred by the reader. So you're not really directing the actors as much as you are explaining to the reader how the line is being said. Element 11, subheader. This is typically used when a specific area within the location that you mentioned in the scene heading is identified. For instance, if your scene heading is Interior Police Station, a subheader could be in all caps, Detective Kennedy's office. Okay, we've got element 12, extension. This will be placed right after the character's name in parentheses. So this is basically used when a character isn't physically in the scene, but their voice can be heard. Kennedy VO, for example, VO standing for voiceover, or Kennedy OS, off screen. Element 13, intercut. This is basically used when a writer is quickly and consistently cutting between two scene locations. Element 14, page number. So this will appear automatically if you're using Celtx or Final Draft, so you don't really have to worry about it that much. Just keep in mind you want your screenplay to be 90 to 110 pages long. I've been a victim of having my screenplay run 136 pages, and a lot of screenwriting competitions will tell you, too long, cut it down, too long, it's overwritten, blah, blah, blah. Just make sure it's between 90 and 110 pages. Element 15, mores and continued. This is another element that'll appear automatically when you're using either one of the screenwriting software that I previously mentioned. You'll see more at the bottom of the page indicating the character isn't done speaking, and continued next to the character's name at the top of the next page. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, please give it a like, and if you're interested in learning more about filmmaking stuff, please subscribe because there are more videos coming soon. I'll see you next time.